I stand at center ice in Calgary's bitterly cold Olympic arena, wearing my blue sparkly skating dress, feeling like I look more like a disco ball than a national athlete. My hair is slicked back into the usual competition bun, and the chill of the air makes me shake out my legs, trying to stay loose, focused, and warm. My heart is pounding out of my chest. I can barely hear the cheering crowd or my own thoughts. Or maybe those thoughts are really doubts. The arena lights are blinding, the music deafening. And in that moment, I feel completely exposed and vulnerable. I'm surrounded by the 17 other skaters on my team, each of us in our own focused headspace, all knowing that we only have one chance at skating the perfect routine. We cannot let each other down, and we certainly cannot let ourselves down. Maybe you have had a moment like this too. A moment where everything you have worked hard for comes down to one final moment, and you are unsure if you are ready. As we huddle for our final team cheer, with our hands tightly clasped, I think back over the past 9 years that brought me here. Every early morning practice, every injury, every sacrifice, every fall, and trust me, there were a lot of falls. Figure skating is a perfectionist sport. You either do everything exactly right or it is completely wrong. There is no in between. I'm sure that many of you that have done or do a sport that is considered aesthetic, such as dance, gymnastics, tumbling, cheerleading, or diving, have felt this way before, or have experienced many tough coaches demanding perfection from you. I am sure that more than once, coaches' harsh criticism made you feel like you wanted to quit. Even louder than my many coaches' voices was the voice in my own head, telling me I was not good enough and I was not capable. I could not land the double jump. I was not fast enough. I would mess up the spin and that I would fall during my routine. And yes, sometimes I did fall. Sometimes I messed up my spin or I was out of sync with my team. There were so many moments when I skated off the ice in tears, bruised and defeated. But I always got back up because underneath the doubt, I was determined not just to skate, but to prove something to myself, that I could overcome fear, that I could persevere, and that I would overcome my biggest hurdle, which was my own self-doubt. Maybe you have had days like this as well, where you have walked away from the field, the pool, the stage, the rink, or maybe even the classroom, feeling bruised, defeated, and full of self-doubt. Standing there on the competition ice with my teammates, I think about how hard we have all practiced and how many times each of us have fallen during this exact routine. How many times I personally let my own nerves keep me from even stepping onto the ice. But now I'm here, capable and confident, skating for Team Ontario, ready to prove to my old self that when you block out the doubt and keep getting back up, you can go further than you ever thought possible. Hi everyone, my name is Jacqueline Fenn. And yes, just like many of you, I have had moments where I wanted to give up, but I didn't. And that is why I'm here today, sharing my story about the power of perseverance. Now, I want you all to raise your hand if you have ever been faced with a challenge or a setback. Look around. You are not alone. We all fall. We all experience failures. But it is perseverance that allows each of us to rise again and hopefully stand a little bit taller. Perseverance is the ability to keep going, especially in the face of setbacks. I know all of us have faced our own challenges, and I hope that my story reminds you that we all have fears, and that those moments of fear do not define you. How you respond to them does. My parents had me in skates by the age of 2 and registered in hockey by the age of 3. At 7, I took a risk, and I switched from hockey to figure skating. You would think I would have chosen a sport a little less painful, right? Nope, I swapped body checks for blades to the head and switched out protective equipment for just a sparkly dress. I joined a skating club, my parents hired a professional coach, and I jumped right into competitive figure skating. Then I tried out and made the club's synchronized skating team. Though honestly, I only really wanted to join the team for the cool team jacket. Let's be honest, I know a few of you out there have joined a team just for the cool uniform, like Ultimate Frisbee. From that point on, skating took up most of my free time, and I fell over and over again. Got hurt, dealt with injuries, cried a lot, though kept going. Physically, I got tougher. I learned how to fall, ignore the pain, and get back up. But emotionally, getting back up was much harder. Every time I failed to land a jump or center a spin, my confidence took a hit, or as one may say, my ego was bruised. I compared myself to other skaters around me. I listened too closely to criticism, and I let my own self-doubt make me feel small. And it was not just about skating. School was never easy for me. When I was 4, I was diagnosed with central auditory processing disorder, a neurodevelopmental condition that affects how my brain interprets sounds and words. That meant I had to learn a little differently. Just like some of us here, I took tests in separate rooms with extra time and dealt with a lot of confused stares from classmates. Other kids would always come up to me and ask what was wrong with me or why I got special treatment, like I was some kind of celebrity who got a VIP access to the quiet testing room. If only they knew my special treatment came with noise-canceling headphones and a touch of anxiety. All I wanted was to fit in. I did not want to be babied for learning differently or looked down on because of it. I did not want to be someone who needed special learning accommodations. I wanted to be someone who understood what the teacher was teaching for the first time. I wanted to write tests in class, and I did not want to feel different. Every time someone made a comment or a coach got frustrated, it hurt. I kept it all inside, hit after hit, until I came to Appleby. At Appleby, for the first time, I found acceptance. I met other students who are neurodiverse and had varying learning disorders and disabilities, all of which had similar learning challenges to me. Maybe some of you know exactly what this feels like. Maybe you have ADHD, dyslexia, or another learning challenge. Maybe you have felt the sting of feeling underestimated and misunderstood. I worked with teachers that were supportive, and I was in an environment where I could be me. I realized we all have our own strengths and challenges, and that some of us shine in math while others excel in sports. Some people are really social and great at making friends. Others are great at public speaking, and some of us, well, we learn a little bit differently, and that is completely okay. I stopped trying to fit into a mold that wasn't made for me. I began to see that living with a different way of learning did not mean I was any less. Instead, it meant I had a unique way of seeing the world. That shift changed everything, and I stopped apologizing for who I was. I stopped measuring my worth by grades or scores, and instead, I focused on effort and on progress. I focused on how far I had come, not how far I still had to go. And even with all of my learning supports, what made the biggest difference in my growth was my own mindset. I stopped seeing my learning disability as an embarrassment and something to hide. I stopped using it as an excuse, and I started viewing it as a sign of my resilience and a symbol of my perseverance. Other people's opinions on my learning disability did not matter once I truly accepted myself. Yes, I still lose focus when someone clicks their pen in class, so sorry to my teachers, I promise I try and pay attention. But I have learned how to confront my learning challenges. What really changed my life was not achieving perfection, but when I became strong enough to accept my imperfections. Owning my own vulnerabilities made me authentic to myself and everyone around me. Falling, failing, getting up, trying again. Each challenge and failure taught me a lesson, and every bruise from hitting the ice became part of a bigger story. I started taking every fall as a lesson. Instead of looking at it as a failure, I got back up and I tried again, using every fall as a step closer to a landing. So, for everyone listening, you may not get into your dream university or get the mark you wanted on a test. Your crush may not have liked you back. You may not get the leadership role you wanted or any at all. You may not get the lead role for the all-school play or get the starting position on a team. In grade 11, I tried out for varsity field hockey. I didn't make the team, so instead of giving up, I tried D2 for another year, worked on getting better, made lots of friends, then tried again in grade 12 and made the varsity team. So, what I want you to take from all of these moments is that they do not define you. They redirect you. They shape you and offer you strength and perseverance. And if you let them, they will make you stronger than you ever thought possible. Moments in life may not look exactly like what you expected, but might be exactly what you need. Every challenge is a lesson that we can learn and grow from. I have fallen on the ice and in life more times than I can count, but every time I stood back up, a little tougher, a little braver, and with a little bit more belief in myself. Now, maybe your challenge hasn't been on the ice or with a learning difference. Maybe it's passing that brutal math course or recovering from an injury. Feeling left out, facing anxiety before a big test or presentation, whatever it is, your challenge is real, and your perseverance matters so much. Perseverance is not about being fearless or flawless. It is about showing up and continuing, even when faced with fear and failure. My journey so far has not been perfect. It has been messy and real and full of doubts, but it's mine. And all of the growth, the resilience, and the quiet victories have made me who I am. And if there's one thing that I have learned, it is that your story does not have to be easy to be meaningful. Every struggle, every bruise, every stumble is what part makes you strong. As seniors, we are about to head out into the unknown. There will be more setbacks and more challenges. But if there's anything that my personal journey and experience has taught me, is this: we are capable of so much more than we think. So fall, cry, doubt yourself, but always, always get back up. Face each of life's challenges with perseverance. And I'll leave you with the words of a great leader, Nelson Mandela. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Thank you. Now please turn to hymn number 26 in the red book.